6.3, number 35, find the tangent of 67.5. It says use half angle identities to find the exact value. So anytime you have a decimal degree angle, it's probably a good indicator that you're going to do a half angle. So if we double this, that's 135 degrees. So consider 67.5 to be 135 over 2, where u is 135 degrees. And we know that the tangent of u over 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 1 minus cosine of u over 1 plus cosine of u. That's our formula. So are we going to do positive or negative? Well, we're figuring out the tangent of 67.5 degrees. Well, that's in quadrant 1, and so the tangent of any angle here is always going to be positive. Tangent of 67.5 is in quadrant 1, opposite over adjacent is going to be positive. So we choose the positive square root. So it'll be the square root of 1 minus the cosine of u. So we have to figure out the cosine of 135 degrees. So 135 degrees is that angle, and that produces a reference angle of 45 degrees. So 45 is 1 square root of 2, and that's negative. So if we wanted to figure out the cosine of that angle, it would be negative 1 over so cosine of that angle is negative 1 over square root of 2, which is negative square root of 2 over 2, which we'll probably use that version in this problem. So it's 1 minus the cosine of that, so it's negative square root of 2 over 2, and then 1 plus the cosine of negative square root of 2 over 2. So now we just have to simplify it. So it's the square root of 1 plus square root of 2 over 2 and 1 minus square root of 2 over 2. So we have two little fractions inside the bigger fraction, so I can get rid of the denominators by multiplying the top and bottom of the big fraction by 2. And if you want to think of it as 2 over 1 both times, 2 times 1 is 2. And if it's 2 over 1, these 2's cross off, so 2 plus square root of 2 over 2 minus square root of 2. Alright, so that is a version. It's probably not the most simplified, so I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugate, 2 plus the square root of 2. See if we can get a little simpler. On top, FOILs to be 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 2 square root of 2, plus 2 square root of 2, plus 2, all over. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 square root of 2, minus 2 square root of 2, minus 2. And we're taking the square root of all that. Alright, so I have 6 plus 4 square roots of 2 over 2. Because these become 0. And actually these can each divide by 2, so it's the square root of 3 plus 2 square root of 2. I'd say that's where I'd leave it.